last but not least, when it comes to examples with rotations here, is that 270 degrees clockwise. So again, clockwise is moving to the right for all you righties out there, but for your lefties, that's 1/4 turn to the left. Now, one of the things that we need to keep in mind when we're looking at the standards for 8th grade is you have to not only be able to do points or shapes, you have to be able to apply these rotations, but any of these transformations to sometimes angles, sometimes sets of parallel lines, just different kinds of things. So if you imagine any shape, even if it's an angle or a set of parallel lines, as a couple of points, and then just follow the rule for our points, then that's another way to do it. So if I have this angle A, B, C, I've gone ahead and inputted my points for my A, my B, and my C right there. And my rule now for 270 degrees clockwise is, again, I flip my X and my Y, but now the X is not a negative. We didn't switch the sign on my X, we switched the sign on my Y. So I flip them first and then change the sign on the front number. So 2, 3 becomes 3, my marker's getting dry, let's do blue, 3, 2, but I have to make my 3 a negative. 1, 1, kind of stays the same, right? But my 1 in front has to be negative, my X. And then 4, 1 becomes 1, 4, and make that front number switch signs. So now, negative 3, 2, negative 3, 2 is right here, negative 1, 1, oh, I want to label. I need to listen to my own advice. B, and then C is negative 1, 4. Okay. Now my B is my vertex of my angle, so I have to be really careful about that. I'm going to be pointing my arrow up that way and over this way. So pay close attention. You go from your B to your C and make an arrow, and B to A and make an arrow. And that's that's 270 degrees, so 3/4 turns around to the right. And then I've got this set of parallel lines, which I didn't want to make the coordinates quite yet, because I wanted you to see I'm going to decide that these are the points I'm going to focus in on. Okay, so you could almost think of it like a rectangle, but we're just not connecting it. We're just going to make two sets of parallel lines when we get to create our image. So I'm going to call this A, B, C, and D. And so A is, let's get orange here. A is 2, negative 1. B is 4, negative 1. C is 4, negative 2. D is 2, negative 2. So my cheat sheet says flip them, change the sign of the front number right there, okay? So I'm going to do that in red now. I'm going to flip them, so negative 1 is in front and it's going to become a positive, and then the 2 goes in the back. Red's not working for me. I'm making all my markers tired today. I'll stick with orange. Negative 1 goes in front, becomes positive. We have to switch that sign, and 4 goes in the back. Negative 2 goes in front, becomes positive. 4 goes in back. Negative 2 goes in front, positive. Now 2 comes in back. We don't change the signs of our y's, right? Or excuse me, of our numbers that we moved from x to our y. So I'm just going to plot those points now, making sure to pay close attention to what my a's and my b's are, or my a, b, c, and d primes are. So 1, 2 is right here. That's a prime. B is 1, 4. Okay, I'm going to connect those. That's a prime and b prime, so I know that those are connected. And then the next set is 2, 4. That's my c prime. And then 2, 2 is my d prime. And those were also connecting to make my other parallel line.